Hello and welcome back everyone to Der Dilettant. I'm here to try to make it easier for you to understand the game and find out in this video especially how to farm a lot of currency. And the best way to do this is actually to simply play the game and optimize everything into a direction where you can make a lot of currency. So the first general advice is to get a lot of increased rarity of items found. So this is usually found on your equipment, on the rings, on boots, the gloves, and the helmet and amulets. So these can all have increased rarity of items found. Rings can have a lot, helmet can have a lot, but also the gloves and the boots can have a lot. And you should aim for having at least like 50 to 100. 100 is really a very good threshold. More than 100 is also good, like having 120, 150 is also very nice, but more than that is usually not advisable, as it's just not netting as much or as many returns anymore, so it's not worth the effort anymore. So this is one of the first way how to get more currency dropped. So getting the rarity of items on your gear, and you can also get a rarity of items on the Waystones. This usually happens when you increase the difficulty of the Waystones. So for example, if you take one of those Waystones here and you just boost the difficulty by making it like this, increasing this to become rare, and then maybe increasing it further, then usually you will also get some form of more rarity. In this case, increased amount of magic chests. This actually got no other, but yeah, more monster packs. More monsters mean more credits for you, etc., etc. So this one will net you way more credits than one of these ones, which actually are not upgraded whatsoever. So you want to upgrade your Waystones usually. Well, you don't have to upgrade them all the way. Maybe you want to make Orb of Transmutation, Augmentation, and then Regal, because these are super cheap. And then you can just use these Waystones that are upgraded 2 or 3 times to progress through the map. And when you have rarity of items on your gear and some rarity on the Waystone, then usually you will find nice drops here and there. You will find a divine here and there. You will find all these kind of currencies, so exalted Val orbs, regals, chaos orbs here and there, and then you just play the game and you will find way more of them than before. So that's the first thing, and now comes the most important thing: where do you want to go on the map? And as soon as you have moved 2-3 screens away from the beginning, you want to hunt for citadels. So these citadels, you can find them at some point. It's like a length away from where you began the whole journey. So this is an iron citadel. There's 3 types. And when you clean them with a tier 15 Waystone, you can get these fragments, faded crisis fragments. Actually, crisis fragments, there are 3 types. They're used for the burning monolith quest, and you can also sell them. So if I go to Alva down here, look for the currency exchange and say, I want exalted orbs. I have, and then we go to the fragments. So I, for example, found these 3 faded crisis fragments, and then I started to sell them. And these sell for 2-3 divines, or in exalted orbs, 1,200. And before that, I didn't have that kind of money. So suddenly I had like 4,000 or 5,000 exalted orbs. And when I started to look for better gear, instead of looking for gear that cost like 10 exalts, I started buying gear for like 200-300 exalts. So that's big difference. And then your money really goes up very, very quickly. So this is actually, this has been the most crazy breakthrough in my personal economy, that I found this really nice citadel, and I farmed it with my Detonate Dead bomber, who is so good at killing bosses. It's just embarrassing, because I spent so little effort and and currency on him. It's really crazy. And I spent so much more currency on the Chaos Dot Chronomancer. But yeah, if you're interested in these two characters and the build guides, you can find them on my channel. Go check them out if you're interested. And yeah, back to the topic. How can I find citadels and how to optimize them? So you have to go some screens away from the beginning. My beginning is somewhere here. You can see here's my home, here's my burning monolith, and I just went to the southeast all the way. And now I'm down here. And if I look out into the fog, I can actually see there's the next citadel over here. And maybe I can find another one. There is another one. And let's see if I find some more. Well, not for now, but let's see if I can find one in the other direction. So usually there's 2 or 3 already gleaming somewhere in the distance. Here's another one. So this is the red one. And you want to hunt these, so you want to go in a straight line as possible. So I could just start over here and go straight to this guy. I will just jump from tower to tower. I will make sure that I have good magic find. I will clean these maps very quickly, just with like smaller waystones, like either 12, 13, 14 ones with like 150 to 200 waystone drop chance, so I don't run out of waystones. What I also like to do is I pick these boss map zones, which are really nice, because then you can upgrade from tier 13 and 14 waystones when you have the Atlas skill points. This is something that's actually really nice, because if you have these skill points, I will put them in again. So these you get once you kill bosses on the level 79, 80, 81 and 82. You will get these 8 skill points. And for the last 2, you need to kill the burning monolith, so also make the citadels. But if you put these points in, especially this one, areas of map bosses are irradiated, so they have a +1 level. And this means that if you map and you go over these boss items with tier 13, tier 14 waystones, you will actually find tier 15 waystones. So you will increase the number of tier 15 waystones. And you want to collect all of the tier 15 waystones. And then you want to upgrade them as much as possible. And you want to find these kind of waystones here. Waystones drop chance. So basically you want to upgrade these waystones like I did with this one. And then after upgrading it as much as possible, we want to go in and Val orb it. And what we're looking for is either getting tier 16 ones, which are very nice, or getting one with a lot of waystone drop chance, like this one. So I got lucky here. So what happens is corruption will actually change some of the suffixes or make it more suffixes, or it can remove all suffixes, make them all prefixes. But this suffixes is what's increasing the number of also fragments that drop on your citadel. So this one is actually really nice. If I would put this one in on my citadel and kill the boss, I would probably get 2 to 3 fragments. And as we see, some of them, the fragments can be worth quite much. The others are not worth that much. Like I believe the crisis fragment, this Faded Crisis is the most expensive one. This one will net you 470 exalts, so this one is not that great. And there's also this one, which will net you 370. So by far, the Faded Crisis fragments are worth the most. Now it's at 1,360 market ratio to 1. And if I would go in and go for Divine Orbs, it would be 2.3 Divine Orbs per Faded Crisis fragment. So there's quite a lot of cash involved in finding these and selling them if you don't want to use them yourself. So this has been how I really jumped up in how much currency I have and how much currency I want to spend on my characters. But yeah, this is the way I've done it. And how to do it yourselves, you just pick a point, you try to find these things, and then you go from point to point, and maybe you try to find these spots where you have the bosses. Maybe you put in a tier 13 or tier 14 waystone, and then you will find on this map, maybe make one really high 14, so that you have 200-300% waystone drop chance. So you find a lot of tier 15 waystones, This is actually really nice. Then you will corrupt them, upgrade them, make them corrupt. And then these Waystones, you can also sell them. So let's go in and check my trading website here. If I go in and look for Waystones tier 15 here, and then I am looking for the drop chance, I will just go for the highest drop chance, the Waystone drop chance, and you can see here, these are also worth quite a bit. So 700 goes for maybe 500 here, wow. These have 680, while they have also Delirious. So mine don't have Deliriousness, but here 680 goes for 300. Yeah, so depending on what kind of suffixes you got on your map, you can also sell these kind of Waystones for quite a bit of money. So if you just want to farm currency and you don't really care about using them yourself all the time, I could go in and sell this one for maybe, I could try it 100, 150, 200 exos. Now, so this is, yeah, adds up really fast, and then you can start buying nice gear. So I actually bought, for the first time since playing this game, I bought an Ingenuity belt just because I had so much money with the Crisis Frag. And I bought really nice reach rings, so this gives me 45% increased chaos damage on a chaos dot build, which is very nice. So this is the strategy that I use, and then when you actually arrive at the Iron Citadel, in this case, then you want obviously to use a Waystone. And here is kind of the idea that you use a Waystone that you are sure that you can beat. So you have to look at the suffixes and see what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. So this character, for example, it's actually quite weak at killing bosses. I have spent a lot of time to increase the way that he actually deals with bosses. So I actually went for different gear for the bosses, and I spent a lot of time to actually re-speccing the whole passive tree just to make sure that the bosses are also killable. So I spent a lot of time splitting up between the first and the second weapon set. So in the first weapon set, I will actually do mapping, killing a lot of mobs, going for area of effects. And in the second setup, I will actually go for a different style. So I will actually go for faster energy shield, so I can actually get hit by the boss once or twice. I will also go for minion life, so that my effects that are depending on minion life will increase. So for example, I will explode my minions for gas explosion. So this means the more life my minions have, the more damage it deals, and then I have an easier life at killing the bosses. So that's exactly how I did it, and I think this is actually the goal to reach with every character, that you want to be able to farm maps and then the bosses, and then you will see an insane boost in currency that you get, and this is where you can actually go in and buy all the beautiful stuff that you want. So yeah, those were the main points. I will show you two more clips from me when I did actually find a lot of nice things. And there's also, like, I mean, you will also find in the way to finding the citadels, you will also find a lot of nice things on the way. So for me, what I began to find here and there was they were stellar amulets, and people love to buy these stellar amulets. So those were like the first thing that I actually found once or twice, which actually sold for like 240 exals each, which is also quite a lot of money. And yeah, once you find these kind of things and have so much currency, then it really gets nice to deal with. Those were my breaking points. I hope they helped you a little bit. If you're new, if you're old school, you probably knew this all along. And yeah, pretty much just play the game, and you can, everything that you do, you might find a use for. And there's also one last thing you can actually do. You can go for Delirium, you can go for Breach, and obviously this is Delirium, this is Breach, and also the rituals. Everything you do there and increase the number of things you find here and there you can also sell all of that. And it means like everything you do, you will find a lot of currency for. And then optimize in the late game. There's also like good things you can do, like farming Sekima's Trial for nice jewels and these kind of things. But yeah, this is my breaking point, has really been farming citadels and, you know, selling everything that I find on the way going there. So I hope this helped you guys. Thanks you guys for tuning in. If you're here still listening to me, then I would love a like, a follow on the channel, and yeah, comment what you would like to see in the future. Let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon. Good luck. Bye bye.